Hello everyone and thank you for tuning into TradeChat. My name is Panzer and today we are going to be talking about everything that we learned about Blizzard at Gamescom 2016. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you do, remember to rate it thumbs up. Before we get into the recap, I do want to quickly thank today's sponsor, Discord app. And if you are unfamiliar, Discord is a voice chat and messaging service that can be used in your browser, on your desktop, or on your mobile device. It is 100% free and it can be used with like your guild or a group of people in the same way you'd use TeamSpeak, except it's free. And it could also be used the same way that you just chat with friends on Skype, except it doesn't suck and have advertisements. And in general, it's just a really awesome program. My guild has been using it for over a year and we all really like it a lot, and I would highly recommend it to you guys. So if you're interested in checking it out, I will have a link in the info below. Gamescom in recent years has sort of become like EU BlizzCon, at least that's what I am seeing. Blizzard goes all out for Gamescom. They make really big announcements there. They do the dance contest and the cosplay contest. And before I get into some of the announcements and some of the things I learned, I did want to take a minute to showcase some of that amazing cosplay because people really, I feel like they really turn it up for things like Gamescom and BlizzCon, and they deserve a little recognition.
Leroy Jenkins. I'm here with the winner of the costume contest, Kelly and Zarya. You look phenomenal. What would you say you're most proud of this costume?
Most proud of, I think it's the gloves and the back piece.
Well done again. What an exceptional costume. I look forward to seeing you out at BlizzCon. Just amazing. Speechless.
I think that we can all agree that that isn't Zarya cosplay. That's just straight up Zarya. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk a little bit about some of the gaming news and announcements that we learned from Blizzard at Gamescom 2016. Starting things off with Diablo, we learned nothing, really. Right now is the 20th anniversary of Diablo, so they're doing this whole spectacular celebration thing, and they talked about their continued dedication and commitment to their old titles like Diablo 1 and Diablo 2. There was recently a Diablo 2 patch, and they talked about some of the more recent features to Diablo 3 to come in like Season 6 and 7, like the cosmetics and the menagerie goblin, but they didn't really tell us anything about like future Diablo stuff, which in its own way is a good thing because ever since the community influencers did the early preview of the BlizzCon goodie bag and we saw that Diablo dice bag, there has been hardcore conspiracy theories, tinfoil hat theories, if you will, going around the internet about Diablo 4. Now, the reason for this is that it's not past, there still is a Diablo dice bag in the BlizzCon goodie bag that has some Diablo-themed dice. On the four-sided dice, or the D4, as it is commonly referred to in the dice world, there is a printing error. Two of the faces on the die are switched, and this makes it so that when you roll a 1, instead of seeing a 1, and a 1, you see a 1, and a 4. Now, this could be a misprint, or it could be a hint. Because, you know, BlizzCon happens to fall on November 3rd, and maybe they're gonna announce Diablo 4, your mind's blown, I'm just saying. And then, you know, after there was no Diablo announcements made, somebody tweeted Diablo and was like, hey man, what about Diablo? And Diablo was like, BlizzCon's sure gonna be fun this year. So TLDR, I kind of think they're gonna announce Diablo 4 at BlizzCon because we learned absolutely nothing new at Gamescom. Not a whole bunch of news for Hearthstone, obviously with all the Kara stuff that just came out or is coming out in the near future. They didn't really need to make a big announcement, but we did find out there is a new co-op tavern brawl versus Nefarian that is coming very soon. StarCraft 2 got some big announcements at Gamescom this year, including major multiplayer changes on the horizon for StarCraft 2 players. I'm not going to go over all of the specifics in this video, but if you're interested about reading more, I will have a link for you in the info below. In addition to the multiplayer changes, players can also expect a new co-op commander coming soon named Alarak.
Let our enemies come. I will enjoy crushing them into dust. Do these fools think they can slip past me? Nothing is beyond the High Lord's reach. The Tal'Darim will clear the path. As if the enemy could have ever stopped me. None can challenge my claim.
Heroes of the Storm players arguably got the biggest treat from Blizzard at Gamescom 2016 with major announcements including a new StarCraft 2 themed event which begins on September 13th. It'll include 2 maps, an in-game quest event thing, there'll be skins and mounts and a new hero, all sorts of stuff. Shortly after that, you're going to get another new hero. This one is from Overwatch, and there's going to be just a promotion thing that's going to give you a free hero. All of the things. All of them. But you don't even have to wait that long for stuff, because in the very next patch, every player will be offered a free hero of their choice. Now, it's not their choice from any hero in the game. There'll be 3 heroes to pick from. You can pick one of them, and if you own all of them, you'll just get gold. Around these parts, we like gold, so that's a-okay with me. Overwatch players got quite a treat at Gamescom this year with the debut of the newest Overwatch animated short, as well as the announcement of a new map. The Last Bastion is a very touching animation that gives us a little more insight as to who Bastion is, and if you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend it. I'll have a link for you in the info below. Eichenwald is the newly announced German-inspired Overwatch map with a little abandoned town and a castle that is just outside of the Black Forest where the Bastion animation took place. This is a very famous location in the Overwatch universe because there was a major Omnic versus human battle there during the Omnic Crisis. It's also the most vertical map in the game with castle walls and ramparts. There's a drawbridge with death pits on either side, lots of hallways, lots of corners, very fast-paced, very fun. Eichenwald is a payload map, so the attacking team has to escort a battering ram through the little village to the castle where they're going to reclaim the German commander's armor from his final resting place. This armor will be Reinhardt's new legendary skin, and there's going to be two versions, a pristine version and an overgrown version. Both will be available for 1,000 credits or can be obtained via loot boxes. If you want to try Eichenwald out for yourself, it is currently on the Overwatch PTR, and it is very pretty, very fun, and I'm really, really excited for it to go live. And I want the Reinhardt skin because I want every skin. Every skin. And before we move on from Overwatch stuff, I do want to quickly mention that the little yellow bird guy from the Bastion animation, his name is Ganymede, and he will very soon be available to purchase in the Blizzard Gear Shop, and I will be buying him. Immediately. Saving the best news for last, even World of Warcraft players got some love this year at Gamescom, which was very surprising to a lot of us with the expansion right around the corner, but we learned about stuff that's going to be happening after Legion launches. Like, for instance, there's going to be a new raid in between Nighthold and the Emerald Nightmare, so it's going to be right here, and it's a mini raid that's going to tie up the storyline from Stormheim. Now, when I say mini raid, I'm talking about the number of bosses, not the number of players that can do the boss. So in my mind, I'm thinking of this as like a Gruul or a Mag or Vault of Archivon, something like that, where there's only, you know, 1 or 2 bosses, and I'm very excited about this. I complained about this specific thing a lot, that we didn't really have these in Mists of Pandaria and in Warlords of Draenor, because I quite liked them back in the day. Now, we haven't found out much more about that. We just know it's going to be in between those 2 raids, and I think it's going to happen before 7.1. Now, 7.1 itself is going to bring us a whole bunch of new stuff, like the quest lines will have new chapters added to them to continue the story and give us stuff to do outside of our order hall in New Dalaran. Not that I ever want to leave New Dalaran, but that's neither here nor there. Very excited to hear that they are committed to continuing max level content outside of just specific raids and stuff like that. But the biggest and most exciting news by far is that Blizzard will be introducing a new 5-player epic dungeon in 7.1 that is a revamp of KERRIGAN, and I am so excited for this. To give you a little more information about Return to KERRIGAN, the epic 5-player dungeon coming in patch 7.1, it is the biggest dungeon that Blizzard has ever made and a central part of the Legion storyline. It's on a weekly lockout, so it will probably be mythic, but we can't say for sure. But the best part is that it is not just an updating of numbers on old bosses, it is a total revamp, and the original KERRIGAN raid is not going anywhere.
To pass the time. I've gone and made a mess. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Our unannounced visitors. Preparations must be made, for the Master will return to Karazhan soon.
Blizzard at Gamescom 2016, TLDR. The cosplay, it was real good. That's not Zarya cosplay, that's just Zarya. No new Diablo news, but that's okay because we're going to be riding that tinfoil hype train all the way to Diablo 4 at BlizzCon, baby! No new Hearthstone news except for the brawl that is coming soon that features co-op things in Nefarian. StarCraft 2 is getting a new co-op commander named Alarak, as well as major multiplayer changes. Alarak will also be a new hero in Heroes of the Storm. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. In Heroes of the Storm on September 13th during their new StarCraft 2 themed event. There'll be an in-game quest thing that you can participate in, as well as 2 new maps, and you'll get to choose a free hero, which if you already have them, you get gold instead. Then on September 27th, remember Zarya? We were just talking about her? Yeah, she's gonna be a hero on the Nexus, a ranged warrior and all around just badass, scary lady. Then in Overwatch news, we saw the new Bastion animated short, which tore at my heart a lot. And then I'm going to buy the Ganymede plush, which comes out very soon. They announced Eichenwald, which is a new map, which happens to take place in the same area as Bastion's animation. What a coincidence, am I right? It's a payload map, and at the end you have to get some armor, which is going to be Reinhardt's new legendary skin, because reasons. In World of Warcraft news, we're getting a new major epic 5-player dungeon with a ton of bosses that's a revamp of KERRIGAN, but old KERRIGAN will still be there, don't worry. There's also going to be a mini raid in between Nighthold and Emerald Nightmare that's going to tie up the Stormheim storyline. Also, in the storyline line of news business, in 7.1, we're also going to get a bunch of quests that'll be continuations of the quests that we are doing in Legion, because that's how Blizzard rolls, yo. So guys, let me know in the comment section below what you are most excited for that we learned at Gamescom. I personally am excited for the KERRIGAN dungeon, because KERRIGAN was my first ever raid that I did, so I feel like there's a lot of nostalgia there. Plus, it's like a really great raid to begin with. I don't know, I'm just real excited about it. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comment section, what you're most excited for that was announced at Gamescom 2016. Also, like the video and thumb it up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also, if you have not checked out Discord, please do so. I was so excited when Discord emailed me and they're like, hey Panzer, do you want to talk about Discord in a video? I was like, heck yes I do, because I genuinely use Discord every day. It's the first thing I check when I wake up in the morning, because I have it on my phone. I go to like my guild server and I look at what memes everybody has posted, and we use it to keep track of attendance and our strategies. We use it for everything. We use it as general communication outside of World of Warcraft, but then also like all of our WoW guild stuff is there too. It has voice servers. It's super useful. I have like a private server with some of my friends. I also use the direct calling feature and the direct messaging feature all the time. Plus there's all the community servers, like your class server or the WoWhead server or the Sombra ARG server. There's so many good servers out there. It's like 10 out of 10. I can't say enough good things about it. And like I said, it's always super exciting for me when companies that I really utilize their products like on a daily basis want to sponsor my videos, because it just feels like such a win-win. Like, I genuinely recommend Discord to anybody who uses programs like that. Like, it uses so much less of your computer's resources. It's super convenient being able to use it in your browser, on your desktop, or on your phone. It's just 10 out of 10. I can't say enough good things. There's a link in the info below if you haven't signed up. Go ahead and do so. I can't say enough good things about it. I already said that. I'm gonna go. I hope you're having a wonderful day, though. I love you all. You're in my hearts. I'll see you soon. Goodbye. What? What's happening? What's happening? What the fuck? Do you know what's super scary? When you have a web page open for 2 hours and then it randomly plays a song. I didn't need that in my life. I didn't need that in my life. It is 100% free and gross. It is sort of like your guild website and Facebook and TeamSpeak and Skype had some sort of beautiful love child, and everything about it is just wonderful. It is a voice and messaging service that sort of combines Skype and TeamSpeak and Facebook and your guild website into this epic Frankenstein of a program. That doesn't make it sound good, but it's actually wonderful. I'm sorry if there's any background noise. My neighbor Steve mows his lawn like every day. The grass isn't even growing and he's just mowing, and we all have to live with that. I'm sorry for Steve. Well, not everything, just Blizzard things, aka the things that matter. The things that matter. Everything that we learned from Gamescom about BlizzCon in 2016. A little bit of a tongue twister, but I made it through. Anyways, my face itches. I'm sorry. Oh my god, what's happening? It's like, I swear when I can't touch my face, all of a sudden everything itches horribly. What is happening? There was shown. Words are hard. There was the dice bag. Moving on to gaming stuff. Of all of the announcements that Blizzard made at BlizzCon this year, Gamescom, duh. We saw the Blizzard Diablo, come on Danielle, spit it the fuck out. When a bunch of the community influencers, this is ridiculous.